You're listening to Chillworthy.
A podcast where two best friends discuss mysteries, murders, and anything in between for your enjoyment.
So if you're ready to hear some chilling and unsettling cases, you're in the right place. Happy listening. Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Chillworthy with Brent and Talia.
Hi, everybody.
Good afternoon. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. You know, something's happening with the weather, and it's giving me this feeling of, I don't know, like rejuvenation almost. Like it's warmer, it's more mild, a lot of rain lately,
Yeah.
but watch us get like a blizzard tomorrow, but I don't think so. And I know you can still get weather like that in March in certain places, but I just feel like we're moving forward seasonally. There's something in the air.
I agree.
You do?
Well, yeah, of course
Yeah.
spring is in the air.
Yeah. It's not a favorite season of mine, but I like it.
No, there is something nice about brightness and sunshine again and stuff like that.
Pastel colors.
Yeah.
Right.
Tulips.
Right. Deffies.
Right.
Yes.
That day that we had all that rain.
Which one? I feel like
Well,
there were several.
there were a lot, but I don't even know. It was like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
And, Marmalade, I mean, she loves to go out in the snow, but she will not. She hates getting her paws wet. It's like she'll be excited. Like I open the door. She doesn't realize it's raining. She'll run out and then instantly turn around. But she went for 10 hours without peeing. And I went on to the AccuWeather app and I just sat I didn't just sit there, but I'm saying I went on the app and watched the radar to see when
you'd have a window
the rain
for
would stop, and it was 11:20 p.m. So we waited up until 11:20 because I thought this dog has to pee.
Absolutely.
And she will not. I was out there 3 times with her in the rain with an umbrella. I had her in her raincoat. She just stands there like a statue.
She's scared.
Right, she doesn't like it.
No.
So, but about 11, I would say 30, I let her out and all was quiet. And then she peed, and then we went to bed.
Was it super long?
It was pretty long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
poor thing.
I don't have any books to talk about.
Okay.
Not that this is really part of our genre, but I did start just binge watching. I told you The House of Villains.
Oh, yes.
On Peacock, because although I'm not a huge reality TV fan, when I was younger, I used to watch reality TV more. I Love New York was my
go-to.
Empire, yes.
Empire.
Well, I guess you would actually say Flavor of Love is where it all started.
I love that, man.
But New York was obviously the star of that show, and then got her own show and whatever. Freaking, because that was all back in that era of Rock of Love. Remember?
Not
who was that?
Really? Was he
Bret
blonde?
Michaels? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what was that? Tila Tequila?
Oh my God. I did watch that a little bit.
I bet.
I don't fully remember it, but I feel like I did.
Well, that was guys and girls and whatever. She was just whatever.
Oh, she was yes.
Fluid.
Yes.
Bye.
Yes.
But yeah, it was all that era of stuff. So, and of course, the people from The Real World and
oh my God, I loved The Real World. Holy shit, I forgot about that. We've talked about that before.
Yes. But anyway, so it brought together these 10 villains from the past. We're talking about old shows, one of the first seasons of Survivor. The guy who lied about his grandmother dying on Survivor so he could continue going.
But wait, did she actually die? Or
no.
No.
I mean, now, yes.
Right.
But 20 years ago when he lied about it, no. He had this whole scheme that because, in Survivor, they allow the family members visit. They don't do that anymore, but they used to do that where it was that was one of the episodes where the survivors' families, one family member would come and visit and they would do the challenge with them, basically.
Oh, that's cool.
And this guy named Johnny Fairplay, he had, I think, his brother brother or cousin, I don't remember, but come out, and he like went up to him and he was like, he told the cast that his grandmother was coming to visit, or I think instead of the brother. But he came up. No, maybe he just said, doesn't matter. I'm acting like you.
I was just
Horrible.
going to say
It's
that.
really shitty. He had his brother come and he said, how's grandma doing? And the guy was like, oh man, she's not. She died.
As if that would ever happen.
Well, in Survivor though, you are isolated. You don't get news from home. Like they're not telling you anything. I mean, that's what you sign up for.
Even if there's a death like that?
I think so. But the point was he lied about it and, sent everybody into a tailspin and people are crying and all that stuff. And he did it just to help his game and whatever. And then his grandmother was on the reunion show. So,
Surprise.
Right. But anyway, so it was him, New York, of course, Omarosa, a bunch of like very big personality people. Big personality people.
Right.
People from The Bachelor and Bachelorette, stuff like that. So anyway, it was just a nice binge-worthy show to watch. Mm-hmm. So
the only, back in the day, like obsessed reality shows that I ever watched, I've told you this before, Mob Wives. I was obsessed with that show.
Never
Total
saw
trash. I don't think it would be your cup of tea, but oh my God, I was sucked in. Big time. Big O time.
All right, so you have books.
Not many. Only.
That's all right.
I know. I figured you'd be sad to hear this. So I only finished one since we met last, Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates.
Oh, yes.
Gave it 4 stars. It was really riding at 3 pretty much the whole time. And in the beginning, I also thought it was like kind of redundant, which I think Blizzard Killer on the Loose books kind of are susceptible to that because
what can happen?
They gotta
it's
set
gonna
the
snow,
scene.
Right?
Right. But it's like we hear about there just seems to be such redundancy with like the wind, the gale force winds, whatever they say. Like you can't see anything. Visibility's terrible. On and on and on. And I no sooner was thinking like, I don't know if I'm going to finish this book. I might stop. I was approaching. I don't even think I was actually near the 50 pages. I forget. And this thing then happened. And I was like, holy shit, this book, it was so gory. And I didn't.
You were gripped.
I was totally sucked in and I thought, okay, we're off. And I am going to finish this book. And it didn't disappoint. Like, I was surprised. I love that. As you know, the connection of everybody on this trip to like why everything was happening to them, I never would have seen coming. I thought it was a very interesting way to connect them all. The characters were interesting. Didn't love everybody, but you didn't have to. I don't think I actually loved anybody, but you didn't have to. There were things like once the truth was coming out that I was like, oh, I did think of that, but I didn't catch this and that, whatever. So it was good. I'm happy that I read it. It was definitely a horror though, not a psychological thriller like I originally thought. So that's fine, but not for everybody.
I think I told you that I thought I had the book, which I don't, but I have another one by her that also
by Darcy.
happens in winter called The Winter People.
Interesting.
I think it's called that. I have not read it, but it's on my shelf.
Yeah. I liked her writing. I thought it was good writing. I would definitely read a book by her again. I liked it. And then
she'll be pleased to hear it.
Yeah. And then now I started a book, and I'm almost certain you've read a book by this author. I don't think I ever have, but her name is extremely familiar to me. Alafair Burke, if I'm saying that correctly.
Never heard of her.
Really? I swore you read a book by her. But none of the titles like stand out to me by her. If You Were Here, Long Gone, The Note.
No.
Find Me. Ellie Hatcher is the detective in some of her books. I swore that you read that.
Not the Dublin Martyr Squad.
Martyr Squad. Yeah, I don't know. But this one is called The Better Sister, and it apparently was made into a show. I don't know if it's Netflix. No, Prime. So I had heard about the show, and then when I realized it was a book, I was like, oh, I definitely want to read the book first. So it's interesting. It got very good reviews on Goodreads. Mm-hmm. I'm only like 25% through it, but somebody becomes fatally injured.
Mm.
And like a family kind of drama, I would say. Like, that's all I'll say.
Mm. Yeah, what did my mom say? It
Oh
was like
my
last
gosh.
week she was like, now why does Talia
That
read
could
these
go in so
sad
many different
books?
directions.
Why does she read these sad books? I said, I don't know.
Oh, God, love her.
It's her choice.
It's my cup of tea.
I said, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I like it, man. I'm into it. And I always have. Ever since my reading took off, I don't know. I was under 10, but probably like 8-ish, I would say. And I was always into the sadness, health issues, people becoming paralyzed. I remember, not that is funny. That is not funny.
Certainly not.
It is.
I'm laughing at the absurdity of you.
Right, right. And then I don't know. I mean, I was obsessed with Nancy Drew. Obsessed.
I wouldn't call that sad.
Correct. But I think I was going to say, like, I don't know where my mysteries and psychological thrillers, that all started. But I think it was like the mysteries, obviously, with Nancy Drew books. And then, I don't know, maybe like 8th grade-ish, early high school. I liked the mysteries. Or I should say, sorry, the psychological thrillers. And that's that. I remember like freshman year of high school, I was obsessed with memoirs, but they were memoirs of like people who had been drug addicts, people with, did I say addicts? No, addict. I feel like I'm having a stroke.
I don't know what. I'm barely listening.
People with like eating disorders. Like I was very into memoirs like that, like real horrific circumstances. And they, live to tell about it.
Mm-hmm.
Very into that for a while.
Well, sounds like these people are very resilient.
Oh, they are. Absolutely.
But that's all the time we have.
Right.
We're going to jump in to our case today.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a very long case.
Mm-hmm. Is it Sid? Well, what the hell am I?
I don't think we've ever done a happy one, to be honest.
I don't think it's possible.
This one reminds me in a way, a very loose way, but I can't remember the man's name. He was the guy who was one of the producers of that show, where they were like digging in gold mines.
Oh my God! And the father had to come and get him, Terrence.
Yeah, that was his name. He ran into the woods. Wait, the father didn't come and get him.
The father.
He just disappeared into the woods one day.
Well, no one came and got him. But didn't the father or the family come?
Fight for people to
search? Yeah.
So anyway,
So it reminds you of that
a little.
Well, that was a sad case,
as they all are.
and that case made me mid.
You were mad.
I
yes.
was.
All right, so this is going to be the story of Daniel Robinson. So he was a 24-year geologist.
A geologist?
Geologist.
Wasn't that what? Oh no, I guess Terrence was like something like a film
A TV
crew.
producer.
All right.
So Daniel, he moved to Arizona for work. And
That's where all the good rocks are.
Absolutely. I would love to go to the Arizona Gem Show.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be
That's
probably
an undertaking.
overwhelming, though.
Oh, for sure. You'd have to go for several days and still not see it all,
Right,
know that
and
you're
I'd
not
have
seeing it all.
no money. So he landed what seemed to be a great job as a field geologist, which meant that he spent a lot of time out in the desert surveying land for potential water well sites. So, all right.
Huh.
So basically, his job involved driving around remote areas, collecting data, and basically studying the geology of the land, as I said, to look for water. Or like where water could be found, I guess. So by all accounts, Daniel was doing very well. He was described as friendly, smart, and adventurous, the kind of person who enjoyed just being outdoors. So again, I feel like that's a great job for somebody like that.
Agreed.
But then on June 23rd, 2021, something strange occurred. So that morning, Daniel was working at a job site outside of Buckeye.
That's a new book that came up on my list.
Wow.
Buckeye. Yeah.
a city on the western edge of the Phoenix metro area. So, speaking of that really quick, I think I've told you this. Well, no, I have, because I've also showed you one or two videos. Almost every night, I watch tiny home tours
Yes, you did tell me about that.
for some reason, and it's like a love-hate relationship at this point, because although these tiny homes seem so absolutely cute, when you see like a 60-year-old lady, and she's like showing you her tiny home and it looks so sweet and nice. Then she's getting on her hands and knees to get into bed. And I think, well, screw this. It's outrageous.
Now, why must she do that, though?
Well, because there is a standard height that a tiny home can't go above. Because tiny homes usually are shipped. They're not built like a home. They're like manufactured and shipped to wherever the person wants them to be parked. So you can't have a 16-foot house on the road because of bridges and underpasses and overpasses or whatever those things are called. So they can only, there is a maximum height of 13 and a half feet, like fully. So that's why all of these tiny homes with their bedrooms and these lofts, you can't stand up on it in any of them.
Oh, I
which is
didn't
infuriating
know that.
to me. So, but anyway, it reminded me of that because in like Colorado and Arizona, Washington, these people, they've got these huge tiny home developments.
I had no clue that was a thing.
They look so freaking comfortable and cozy, and everybody, like when you watch the people and they're giving their interviews, it's like they talk about just how nice like the neighbors are, the community is, like everybody's sitting on their front porches.
Well, it sounds like a trailer park or like a manufactured home.
It is, yeah,
community.
But I think a little more eclectic maybe because of like these tiny homes are so unique in how they're built and whatever. But like it just seems like a very nice, like lots of people with their dogs and I don't know. It just it seems wonderful, and that's what Buckeye and Phoenix reminded me of.
Yeah.
Okay, so around 9:15 that morning, Daniel had a short conversation with a coworker. It was nothing unusual. It was just a normal conversation. Then, suddenly, as reported here, Daniel got into his blue Jeep Renegade. He drove away from the work site, and no one ever saw him again.
That was it.
That was it.
And I'm so sorry. How old is he?
That's all right. 24.
Oh, a baby.
So,
not a baby, an older
Right.
baby, but still a baby.
So yeah, he got into his Jeep, he left, and he never came back. So at first, no one thought too much of it because they just thought maybe he went to another job site, maybe he took a break, but hours had passed, he never came back. Then a day passed, he never came back. Then another day, and you can guess he never came back.
And no one called anyone?
Well, they did, but I think it took a couple of days. Okay. So his family realized something was very wrong, and they reported him missing. So now it says here that search efforts started almost immediately. But I mean, immediately in their
4 days.
Right, in their realm of what could even be considered a missing person is different than immediately in the normal world, I guess. But they were searching in an extremely remote desert terrain. Like, I'm picturing like the Wild Wild West, tumbleweeds and
Sand.
cacti.
Right.
Like, hey, dude.
Yes.
So anyway, they're searching for him. So they don't find anything. An entire month goes by. On July 19th, 2021, a rancher was out in the desert, maybe at Skinwalker Ranch.
Don't
if
even
only.
say that.
He was out in the desert when he spotted something unusual in a ravine. So our other case just had a ravine in it.
And I asked
Ravines
you
are
what
a
a
big
ravine.
thing. Anyway, so in this ravine, it's Daniel's Jeep.
Stuck. Well, maybe not. Well, yeah, I guess stuck.
So this vehicle had been in a serious crash.
Car accident.
Car accident, yeah. And reports had suggested, because I guess there was like a way to tell, like the vehicle will like give you information if you, I'm assuming from like in the dashboard, like that computer console, sort of like a black box.
That's
for
what I was just going to say for a plane.
a plane, said that it had rolled multiple times.
I didn't know cars had that capability of providing that information after an accident.
Well, maybe some, I don't know.
Yeah.
It had rolled multiple times in the desert terrain. The airbags had deployed and the Jeep was heavily damaged, but Daniel was not inside. So investigators are called, obviously. They come to look at the scene and they find several things that made the situation even more puzzling. So Daniel's wallet, his cell phone, and the keys were still inside the Jeep. But scattered outside the vehicle were, oddly, pieces of his clothing.
Oh, boy. That's not good.
No.
You know it.
His boots were found, and other items of clothing were nearby, but again, no actual sign of Daniel himself. So this is where investigators started trying to reconstruct what happened here. So, like I said, they used the Jeep's onboard computer system, and analysis looked at the crash data from the vehicle. So modern cars record things like speed, airbag deployment, and other driving events. So what they found was, again, odd. According to the vehicle's data, the Jeep did roll during a crashing event, which is what I said a little while ago. But then somehow it appeared that the vehicle was again started up and driven. Yes. So anyway, this is what the Jeep is saying.
Could they tell the distance that it was driven?
It only says here a short distance. Like it was driven a short distance and then it crashed again.
Again.
This raises a lot of questions.
Yeah, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, if it rolled, it must have rolled enough to go back on its wheels. Like,
right.
Crazy.
And that it was even drivable. Don't you find that odd? I mean, I guess a car can still be drivable potentially after it rolls, but it rolled multiple times. I don't know, man.
I think some of those cars in Jurassic Park rolled and
they
were driven away.
Indestructible. You're right. It's
and
possible.
They were Jeeps.
They were.
So
no, weren't they Ford Explorer? Oh, those were Jeeps. Yes. I'm thinking of on the track.
On the track was Jeep Wranglers.
No, like the electric green things that the T-Rex went through the ceiling.
On the electric track.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't know what those were.
I think like a Ford
but they were fun.
Expedition or something. I don't freaking know.
Could you imagine getting a custom paint job of that?
I think we saw it.
Excuse me?
Like around town. I don't know, maybe a couple years ago or something. But I don't know though if it was that vehicle or if it was the Jeep. It might have been the Jeep that was redone. With the
I remember seeing like the Scooby-Doo van once.
I've never seen that.
A great while.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
So this Jeep rolls, crashes, somehow starts again, drives again, crashes again. So if Daniel had been in a rollover crash that was serious enough to deploy the airbags, how was it that he was able then to start the vehicle again?
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry?
The airbags were deployed.
Yeah.
Now, when airbags are, well, I guess this answers the question. I was going to say a car is not drivable, but I suppose if he had a knife to cut them away so he could see or to puncture it to deflate them. But I was thinking if airbags deploy, like the car literally is not drivable. Like in terms of, I don't know, not starting.
Well,
you're having some troubles over there.
So yeah, I don't know if you can physically. Well, you must be able to turn the car on again, obviously, but
right.
I don't know. But they were basically saying if he was in that bad of a crash where he rolled it, the airbags came out, was it Daniel who even started the car again? Like, was he, like, now they're wondering, like, because, that could knock somebody unconscious. That
Oh,
could,
for sure.
do a bunch of stuff. So, like, who necessarily drove this car again? And again, it could have been him. We're just,
Not
by we,
sure.
I mean they, are wondering. So meanwhile, search teams combed the surrounding desert, now actually looking for Daniel. Helicopters flew overhead. Drones searched the terrain. They had a lot of volunteers who walked miles across the desert, but they found nothing. There was no footprints, no trail, no other belongings, and no remains, just the desert. So over time, Daniel's father, David Robinson, became a driving force behind the search, as most of them are. He moved to Arizona temporarily and personally organized search parties across the desert. He even hired a private investigator and a crash reconstruction expert to analyze the vehicle. Those independent analyses raised additional questions about the crash site and whether the Jeep's movements were fully understood or not. So to this day, there are still several theories about what might have happened. One possibility is that Daniel survived the crash but became disoriented or injured. He wandered into the desert and he just died from exposure.
But wouldn't they have found his body?
Well, one would imagine.
Or even
How is that possible?
Or even, his skeleton?
The Arizona desert can be brutally unforgiving, especially if someone is injured or without water.
True.
But your thing still stands. Another theory is that someone else may have been involved. Investigators have never confirmed evidence of foul play, like presently still. There have been also discussions about whether Daniel might have been going through some personal stress at the time, including issues related to a relationship that he had been previously involved in. But again, none of these explanations fully account for all the strange elements of this case. And one of the most interesting details of all is that Daniel disappeared in the area that had been searched repeatedly for years. Yet, even though they have repeatedly searched for him over and over, never did they find a body or sightings like Sandra.
Oh,
No
gosh.
sightings. Nothing.
That case.
So, literally today, as it stands, Daniel is still listed as a missing person. His family continues looking for answers. And it's just that thing where it's like, the idea that this guy was driving, involved in a car accident.
Multiple. Well, I guess we don't know that, but at
right.
least one.
And just, it's like, he was like picked up. I'm not saying by aliens, but maybe actually, but picked up and without his clothes or shoes. So it sounds more like aliens actually now that I think about it. Like what was that case you did?
Oh, with the two
lake?
men fishing. I forget, but I never know them. But or I never remember them, I should say.
But they had a rough time.
They
were returned though.
Did. And they struggled throughout their lives. Well, and that's the thing with this guy, not to say that if he came upon a fellow human who really did him dirty, this wasn't like Manhattan. This was a desert where it's not hopping, crawling with people,
Certainly not. And in the desert, there's not, to my knowledge, it's not like there's bears out there, something really large that could eat a body. Do you know what I mean?
Snakes?
There's not, we're not in the Congo here. That's where you would find some of those big anacondas, not out in the desert.
And they can eat a human?
Yes.
They can.
Yeah, they can eat deer, for God's sake.
And what is the width of an anaconda?
How the hell would I know that?
But are we talking like, just hit myself with the mic. What would you say this is? This table width. Like, are they this wide? Like a tray table wide?
I don't think that wide.
You don't.
I would say probably like the hole in that cat door thing right there.
Pretty freaking wide.
Right, and of course they expand a lot. So
But I
yeah,
see what
and
you're
my
saying.
point is this did
That's
not
not-
occur that we know of.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking like, because this would have been in like the Rocky Mountains. There's like wild cats, grizzly bears, things that could actually break down a body. I don't foresee anything like that. There's probably little cute coyotes.
I was going to say, well, first I was going to say wolves, and I'm thinking, no, they're not in the desert. And then I thought of a coyote too. But no, and again, you would think that there would at least be fragments found of even a piece of like his ribs or a piece of his skull or.
Yes, fragments.
Right.
Yes.
Are we going to hear more about this relationship that was funny?
We're not going to hear more about anything because that's what happened.
That's it. Done.
That's it.
These poor people and the lack of closure.
I mean, I don't know if I said this, but at the scene, at the car scene, like there was no blood either.
Inside the car.
Or out, but yeah. So it wasn't like...
Head injury, blood.
Right. I mean, there was no sign of blood at all, which is weird. They searched 70 plus square miles, so that's quite a big undertaking.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I mean, I don't have any more information on it. I said it was kind of short.
Right. It is what it is. You have what you have.
It is, but I mean, it reminds me of that other case. And again, I don't remember that guy. Brandon Swanson?
Oh.
The one that said, "Oh shit," was his last words.
Oh, with his parents on the phone.
Yes. Maybe that wasn't Brandon Swanson.
But I was thinking that one with the storage unit. And the sister was like, look, even if he was involved in something negative, we don't care. We just want to know. And that's the thing with cases
We've done a lot of cases when you think about it.
Oh, I know. Years worth. But like that's the thing with these cases, like this one, for instance. These people his family, friends, have zero idea what to think. Like, is he truly still alive, walking around with amnesia?
That would be something right out of General Hospital.
I never watched that. What happened in that?
It's a soap opera.
I know.
I mean, tons of people have amnesia all the time.
Why?
'Cause it makes for good writing.
But it's just like to truly have zero idea. And it's like on one hand, great, there was no blood. They can take comfort or find comfort in the fact that he didn't seem to have like a catastrophic injury. Wonderful. But also then what could possibly be happening here if it didn't seem like he really had a crazy... What was I saying?
I don't effing know.
Like if he had a terrible injury that, again, like a head injury. I mean, you can't have a severe head injury without like blood. I suppose you could if it was a severe concussion.
Of course.
Yeah.
Inflammation and shit.
Right.
I don't know. But anyway.
For him to not have his clothes. Now, do we know the temperature? What do you think it was like a hypothermia situation where he took everything off because he was so cold, but he felt hot?
I know that's an oldie but a goodie, but I don't know. I don't know if in the Arizona desert. I know it obviously does drop to being cold, but I don't know how cold. And it was also July. Well,
Yeah.
June when he disappeared.
That crossed my mind with it being this. Well, I guess he could have. I don't know. What about, do deserts have, forget about the snakes, but like reptiles, like they don't have like, what?
What? Kimono dragons?
Yes,
No,
that's what
they don't.
I was gonna
They don't.
say.
Those things are freaky though.
The way they run, spooky.
But I think more so the way they kill.
What do they do? Remind me.
They're like
tanks.
Their mouths are so dirty.
Dirty?
I guess. Yeah, that when they bite like a water buffalo, it gives them an infection So they just follow the water buffalo around until it dies. So it's like they sneak up ish on it, bite it, and then this water buffalo for days walks around as it's
Suffering.
dying until eventually it just either dies or is too weak, and then they eat it. Ugh.
Which, so
Hard.
they're not going after it like a lion would. Like they're injuring it, biting it to kill it so it dies quickly and they can get moving on eating it. This thing.
Right, I said the exact opposite.
Well,
But thank you for confirming that.
That seems silly. But they know what they're doing. They've been doing it for years.
Years and years. So, providing he is no longer with us, we obviously hope that he rests in peace.
Absolutely.
And whether he is with us or not, we also hope that his family has found some type of peace.
And we hope that he is safe. Like if he is alive, I don't know, man. I hope he's okay. I hope he's happy. I mean,
Well put.
well, because it's like, does he even know who he is?
I don't know.
Does he know who he's with? Did someone convince him you're actually Adam Barnaby? You know what I mean?
I do.
Do you think this is related to aliens?
I don't know. I couldn't say. I think it's odd that he doesn't have his shoes.
I know.
I think it's weird that pieces of clothing are around, but yet there's no footprints anywhere. Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what to say further than that.
All right. Fair is
But
fair.
thank you.
Thank you.
So, listen, everyone. We hope you enjoyed our kind of shorter episode.
Yeah, shorter.
But doesn't always have to be an hour.
No, there are no rules.
No rules at all.
Right.
So, we wish everyone well.
Yes.
Until we, of course, meet again.
Yes.
And until then,
Stay safe.
stay chill.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. You've just listened to Chillworthy. Thank you for joining us on this latest episode. While we strive to keep our discussions engaging and lighthearted, we also wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the real lives and events that are at the heart of these stories.
We try to approach each topic with a sense of curiosity and respect, fully aware of the impact these events have had on the individuals and their loved ones. Our goal is to honor their memories by keeping their stories alive and shedding light on the mysteries that surround them.
If you enjoyed this episode, please remember to subscribe, rate, and leave a review, and don't forget to join us on the next episode of Chillworthy.